Hey guys, how is everyone today? So I promise you a lot of new content this week and been really busy today. So it's taken me a little bit longer to go on here than I really anticipated. But today's content is going to be really, really good as far as talking about Facebook Lives. We're going to talk about Facebook Lives and how you can use them to really, really grow your business. And it can also work in posting, but it's especially relevant to doing a Facebook Live. So if you're not sure what an avatar is, for the purpose of this tutorial, this live, an avatar is going to be someone that you have in mind when you go live. Okay, the more defined that image is when you go live, the more you can talk to, like, you have one person's picture in your mind so that you're talking to that person instead of a broad general audience. Because when you do that, people get a sense of that and they feel more like you're talking to them instead of just, you know, a generalized whoever's listening kind of thing. So we're going to talk about building an avatar. So what you need to think about is who your target market is for your product or your service, whatever it is that you're offering. Who is your, I can't get my screen right, who is your target audience? What kind of person are you trying to reach? Okay, be as specific as possible. Is it male or female? Is this person in their 20s, in their 30s? Is this person a parent or not? Do they work outside the home? Do they stay in the home? Do they have kids? Do they have pets? Whatever you want to think of, be as specific as possible. What kind of, person are you trying to reach? So that way, okay, you guys, I'll be right back. I'm going to shut my door so that it doesn't get loud in here. I have a niece here and she's out playing, so I figure any minute now it's going to get loud. Okay, so building your target market. Who do you want to speak to? And when you're speaking to that person, what are you trying to say to that person? What are you trying to offer them? What problem do they have that you're trying to offer a solution to? If your company sells something for weight loss or skincare or nutrition, cleaning products, whatever it is your company offers, they don't really care about your products. What they care about is if you have a solution to a problem they have. Okay, so you need to think about what kind of service or product you're going to offer specifically. So even if you have to picture your sister or your cousin or your aunt or your next door neighbor, talk to that person just like you would if you were sitting down in a coffee shop. Don't talk to them as if you're trying to sell something to them. Don't look at it that way. Look at it, how would you talk to someone who was, sitting down to have coffee with you? Okay, think of it that way. So you figured out who you want to speak to. The next important thing is, what do you want to talk about? If today you're going to talk about your, I'll just pick different random companies, keto coffee, if your company is the keto coffee people or the happy coffee. I know there's a couple of different coffee companies out there. What could you tell your friend or your cousin or your sister or your aunt about your coffee, specifically for her? Like, what would she be looking for if you were trying to convince her to try your coffee? Okay, so you've got who you want to talk to. Now, what do you want to talk about? And you don't always have to be overt about it. The best lives are, I don't want to say impersonal. I can't think of it. Not staged. You guys help me out. I can't think of the word. Impromptu, maybe. Oh, well, you know what I'm trying to say. You could be mixing up your shake in the morning for breakfast. You could be cooking your breakfast. You could be talking about scripture you read in your Bible that morning. And just have your coffee there, making it while you're talking to your friend and say, I was reading my Bible this morning and I come across this verse and it touched me on this level. And then you're making your coffee up while you're doing that. And so, you can say, don't mention the product name, don't mention the company's name. Just, thank you, indirect. um, you're mixing your coffee up. You're talking about what you read that morning or the night before, and you take a drink of your coffee and you're like, oh my gosh, you guys, I am so glad that I found this stuff. I need it every morning. It's, yeah, exactly. Sharing your life. You just kind of throw that in there as an afterthought almost, and then go back to what you were saying. You never want to just sell to people. People do not want to be sold to, okay? They want friendship, they want connections, they want solutions to problems. Okay, so we've talked about who we want to talk to. Like you said, be very specific in your mind when you're talking, what you want to talk about. And some other things that will help you when you do Facebook Lives are, do 2 or 3 a week. Don't make them long. Like, I'm watching my time because I always try to keep mine under 10 minutes. These hour-long lives that people do, you're losing your audience. They may stick with you once or twice, but after that, they're not even going to click on it because they know it's going to go on forever. Okay, so don't do that. If you can't get your message in 5 or 10 minutes, you need to stop and break it apart so that you're doing maybe 5 minutes here on part of it. The next day, do 10 minutes on it. I mean, you can take one topic and stretch it out over the whole week, or, one product or whatever. So, maybe talk about your product that day. The next day, talk about something you're passionate about. If you're a Disney freak, if you're a Harry Potter fan, if your thing is keto cooking, if your thing is gardening, if your thing is pets, whatever you're passionate about, do one of those a week. Take your phone out with you in the garden while you're gardening, and just show kind of what you're working on. People love to see your life. We're just kind of voyeurs by nature. Okay, so as you're doing that, you're getting people into your life, and so they're more likely to click on your lives. Try to stay in your personality. If you're not a bubbly, outgoing person, then no one's going to really believe you if you come on there and you're like, hey, good morning, everybody. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to see you. They're going to know that's not you. So don't do that. But, and you can even be perfectly honest, because people love transparency and honesty. You can say, guys, I'm so nervous. This is my first live. I'm freaking out. I'm probably going to forget what I want to talk about. That you can just be transparent with them. I got to put my hair up. I've been playing with a 14-year-old all day, so I'm kind of tired. And as you can see, I always get red because I get nervous when I do lives. So it's okay. People want to see that you're real, that your life's not perfect. So anyway, so we talked about what your passion is, whatever you're, really into, that people know you. So that when they think of something, they're like, oh yeah, that's what Nikki loves. Something else you can do is some of your values. If you're a Christian, understand that there are people out there who are struggling in their walk with God, and they may feel like they're the only one because they see all these other people, these other Christians, and they seem to have their lives so well put together, and they don't ever seem to struggle in their relationship. And that is not true, because we all do it every day. So if that's something that is important to you, share that with people. Once a week, do a Facebook Live on what you read throughout the week, what it meant to you, how it spoke to you. Okay. If your values are, family things, talk about homeschooling your kids, talk about, the things your husband and you do to keep your marriage good. Something I will ask you not to do is don't get into hot topics, controversial topics, politics, and things like that. It's called drama marketing, and it could work, but you're going to turn as many people away as you're going to attract to you. And you have to think, you're trying to bring people to you with these lives. So you want to attract people to you. So when you put things out there that are controversial, like the vaccine thing or the abortion thing, or, politics, the immigration thing, unless that's the kind of person you want to bring to you, try and stay away from that. I mean, it's your wall. You can do what you want. I'm just letting you know that you're going to turn as many people away as you will bring to you. And are these people the kind of people you're going to want to be part of your business? Just think about that. So, who you want to speak to, what do you want to talk about? What are you passionate about? What are some of your values? The next thing is what's important to you, which can kind of go back with your passion and your values. But you can take the three of those like a little piece of paper and write passion, values, and important things. And just different things in the columns. You can have them connected. But anyway, so that's my take on doing Facebook Lives. Create anticipation in your post. Maybe on Saturday or Sunday, say, I've got something really exciting I'm going to share with you guys next week. I know that so-and-so, don't tag a lot of people in your post, but you can say, Aunt Karen, this is going to be your thing. You need to tune into my live next week because it's going to be totally for you. And yes, your social media is your business website. Exactly. So, be aware of posting things that are going to turn people away. It's your page. You can do what you want. But like I said, you're branding yourself. And if you're not sure what that is, we did a live on that a few weeks ago on what branding yourself means. So I can go back over that again. But, you never have to mention your company's name or your products to get the message out there about your company and your products. In fact, it's usually better if you don't, because we may switch companies. Someone may have heard something negative about that company or had a bad experience with a product or whatever, or their cousin did. And so they're like, oh, that company. So if you're constantly throwing your company's name out there in your lives, no one's going to listen because they have a preconceived notion in their head. But if you're talking about the, oh my gosh, you guys, this lotion that I got, I'm so in love with it. It smells so good. It's not greasy. And when I put it on, the little old lady skin on my neck, 10 years is gone in a month. People can be like, what kind of lotion is that? I need to know more about that. You never had to mention the name. You never had to mention the company, but suddenly you've got 10 people asking you about the lotion. So anyway, that is my take on Facebook Lives. What building an avatar is, like I said, you want to be very specific. Have a picture in your mind of a person. Be as specific as you can with age, occupation, kids, dislikes, likes, so that when you're talking to someone, you know exactly what you want to say. All right. I love the feedback. Thank you, Jan, so much for all the feedback. I appreciate it. Feel free to invite people to the page if you think anything I have here can benefit them. It's open to anyone. It doesn't even matter what company. The more the merrier. I love interaction. I love feedback. And you guys are awesome. Thank you for sticking with me and letting me share a little of my insights with you.